Hello guys, good evening. It's great to be back again in the same capacity. First of all, I would like to inform you all due to some constraints and busy scheduling, we were unable to host the sessions for the last couple of weeks. So we were very busy and there were some constraints. So we had to take a pause. But we are back again. I am back and I'm delighted to be here. So I'm the CEO of Luca Soccer Club. My name is Waivaw Srivastav and today is episode number 6 of Luca Live. Today's episode is going to be attended by a non-club member. He's a very special man and he's a long-term acquaintance of mine, but he's not related to our club. And he has been working in football for more than 25 years. He has 26 years experience. He has been to 17 countries and is currently the head coach and technical director of Sri Lankan national team, that is the Sri Lankan football team. So without wasting any time, let us welcome him on the show. I'm going to send him a request. So as soon as he's here, we will kick off the session. And once again, thank you viewers for your support, for your love, and for all the engagements on my previous show. Hi, there
Hi.
he is finally. Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
good evening to
I
you.
hear you. Good evening.
Yes.
Good evening to you
Amir,
and all
yeah, before
people that are listening now.
Yes. Before we start the session, Amir, on behalf of our club and our fraternity, I would like to thank you, for accepting our invitation. I know that you are a busy man. You have got two major portfolios, but thank you for taking your time out and being a part of the show today.
Thank you for having me, and the pleasure is mine.
Absolutely. So, Amir, I would like to inform our viewers how we are going to structure today's session, and I will just brief them how this session will go, and then we can start.
I agree.
Right. So, guys, today we have got a question and answer session. So, we are going to start off asking questions which we have on our table now. These questions were asked by you people before the show began, and some of the questions were asked by your club members, club staff, including me. And then once Amir is done answering the questions, you can send your questions live on the screen. He will answer those questions, and even I will try to answer if the questions are related to me. And at the end of the program, we will discuss about our club, and Amir can ask me questions as well. So, Amir, shall we start?
It's up to you. I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. Amir, first of all, I will start with the questions which I have on my sheet. And these questions were asked by your own people, own fans, and members of the club. So the first question, 17 countries, 26 years experience. But the most striking part is the number of capacities you have held throughout your career. You have been the head of youth development, you have been the technical director, you're still a technical director, you are a head coach as well, you have been an assistant manager of Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga, and you have also worked as an administrator, and you are also an instructor of UEFA. So describe us the experience, describe us the background story, how it started, and how has your journey been so far?
But to be honest with you, all my life actually I'm in football. As I know that I belong to the generation that didn't experience internet and modern technology at that time. So basically, what we had in my region, that was in former Yugoslavia, we had just a football playing all around 24 hours per day. And this is how I started. Basically, what I'm saying to you from this perspective is all about passion. You cannot be successful in any area, in any profession, if you don't have a passion for that occupation, for that sport, for anything that you are working in your life. So basically, passion drives me around, all my life. That even if I'm not paid, I enjoy football. As you can see, I joined you for this discussion, but because I'm just a football fan, a part of what I'm professionally doing in my life. So basically, I'm as you said, I started in Australia in 1996 my coaching career after finishing my long-spanning active professional career. I coached so far in 17 countries, including Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka Federation in mid-February this year. And as you said, I was in some high positions, like in Bundesliga. This is my third national team that I'm coaching. I was also a youth and senior administrator, technical director, UEFA instructor. Now we are establishing a coach education center in Sri Lanka, and I will be here endorsed by AFC as a educator and instructor for the coaching courses. So pretty rich coaching life, as you can see. What drives me still, the passion. To be honest with you, always I want more. I'm hungry, not about the money. Money doesn't play any big role in my life anymore. But that passion that drives, is so huge and enormous that I still feel that I can give something to the football for anything. What I can cherish and share to the football community all around the world. So, right now I'm in Sri Lanka trying to do my best, as you can see, and it is all about, otherwise about my career, I can make a movie and talk to you about 3 days. But in short lines, this is my life right now, and hopefully it will stay.
Okay, Amir, before I ask the second question, I would like to confirm from our viewers if they are able to hear us properly and if our screens are visible to them. Because last time we faced some technical issues. So I would like to ask them first. So guys, if you can hear us properly and if we are fine, then just give us yeses on the comment box. You can just comment and send yeses so that we can understand that you are able to perceive us properly. Good evening to all the viewers who are joining in. We are waiting for your approvals. Please confirm if we are audible and you can see us properly on your screens. Okay, I've got some responses. So we are fine with the technical part. Last time I was having a session with our technical director, and there were some problems and we were not able to figure out throughout the session. It's only after the session ended we came to know that there were a lot of issues. So that's why it's necessary to get the confirmations. Uh, I agree. So you have worked with Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga, and you worked in their peak period, in their glory days. Because as far as I know, Werder Bremen used to be the second best club in Germany those days. There were only Bayern Munich and Werder Bremen. So how was working with Werder Bremen like?
You're totally right. Comparing today's Werder and was there, is two worlds, because at that time Werder Bremen was the second biggest club in Germany, regular member of the European Champions League, 2 times German champion, 4 times German FA Cup winner, and the likes of Miroslav Klose, Almeida, Naldo, Thorsten Frings, Mertes at Arsenal. All these big stars played at that time. We had actually 27 players on the contract.
Amir, sorry, Amir, Amir, sorry for interrupting you, but viewers are not able to hear you, and even I cannot see you properly. I cannot hear you well, and even our viewers are facing problems. They are all commenting, so there is some technical issue on your part. I think your network is off. Your screen is lagging, and I can only see circles. There is a network issue with Amir. I think he's working on it and he will be back soon. So sorry for the inconvenience, viewers. Please be around because he will be back sooner than later. And these things happen, when you are talking through phones, you face a lot of network issues. Suddenly, your network goes off, your network comes back in. So these things are unforeseen, and these things are unpredictable. So this is an unforeseen problem, and I'm sure Amir is trying to fix it up. Yeah, you are back now. For
Yeah,
some minutes, you
it's unstable either side.
can you come again, Amir?
Yes, of course. I can hear you. No problem. I'm just saying, probably internet is unstable either side.
Yeah, true, true, true. There is a network problem.
Yeah. Okay. Carry on, please. I can hear you and see you properly.
Right, right. Uh, we will just comment. Amir, as you are a UFI instructor, I mean that is a very high level position. And as far as I know, you are one of the oldest and one of the highest qualified coaches from 2010 2005. I don't know when you did your licenses, but when you came to India, you were already a pro license coach. So you are one of the highest qualified coaches for a long, long time. And I'm sure you know the inside out of the process. So most of our coaches and most of our viewers would like to know how is the process like now, and how easy or how difficult is it to get a license these days?
Well, true. I'm a UEFA pro license. Is not just you might be a football manager, to achieve the best in this coaching hierarchy. So, my advice for the any young coach, anybody who wants to follow the coaching pathway, first is a lot of help. Second, you have to be well educated. That you can handle all these things because I'm telling you, if you want to be head coach today, you have to be football manager, like in England. Right now in UEFA, in all UEFA members, so head coach is basically the football manager. He's handling all his stuff is related to the ball. So if you are starting your coaching career, you have to go through the licensing, okay? But it depends on what kind of player you were. If you were a professional player, you get some credit. So you are not starting from zero. You are usually starting from the UEFA B license. I'm talking about situation in Europe. Because, if you play 50, 60, 100 matches, in your career, you cannot start from bottom line like others, just experiencing the steps in coaching career. That's number one. Number two, for those who never played football, is almost impossible, honestly, nowadays to become the professional coach. Because, first, you don't have a sense what's going on. You don't have experience. You don't feel that environment, so it's very difficult. So I rather go this way. For those who were former professional players, it's much easier to go inside the coaching pathway. Administrators, that they follow that pathway. So, first I'm saying when you decide what you want to do, then you have a certain criteria. Criteria is different. Are you starting from zero? Are you going towards a higher youth level or a professional level with A or B or a professional license? So there is criteria. For example, when I was applying for UEFA Pro license, you have to have at least 150 professional matches in your career. You have to know one of the three UEFA official languages, German, English, or French. And etc. And such requirements. So if you are eligible, then you enroll and just follow up. But what I'm saying, today is you have to be a student of the game. It's not just going to these licenses and these courses. You have to be student of the game. Trust me, Waivaw, still myself, I'm at least 4 or 5 hours daily, online in talks with various portals, including myself in any kind of coaching education, because coaching education today is like a medicine. Every day is something new. If you see some trends from football 4, 5, 6 years ago and today, it's two different worlds. It's totally different. 10 years ago, for example, we played with set pieces heavily. We played with two strikers. Nowadays it's insane that you play with the two strikers. For example, you don't realize it's all over the place, so you cannot afford yourself to go. So there are the trends, and the coaches must follow that. It's not just going to the license. License doesn't give you anything unless give you a basic, that you can apply for the certain jobs. But without methodology, without education, your career cannot go anywhere else. That's my advice for coaches around the world, especially younger ones who are just starting their careers.
All right. So, picking out the excerpts of yours, you mentioned that it's relatively hard for those who have not played professional football or who have had no experience of playing football to become a pro license coach. So, now coming to the other part, for people, like us, people who have been in management, because there are two departments. One is the technical department and the other one is the management department. I would say technical department is still secured because coaches are getting jobs on licenses. There is a criteria for them to get employment, and the demand for coaches has shot up. At least in India, you can see that coaches are in high demand. But if you look at the other part, for managers, for administrators, there is not as much security. And how do you think that this can be solved for the people who are, willing to become administrators or managers?
Yes, I just explained about the coaches, and you are totally right. There are two areas of interest, in football, which is technical department and the administrative department. Okay, administrative department is very easy to explain because there are various experts in the term of the facilities, in the term of administration, in the term of human relations, in the term of IT, marketing, finance. So it's no problem. They have to be experts on their own, in their fields. It's very easy to explain, so they are very safe. On the other hand, technical department is also related to the football. So, these guys are also heavily rely on their possibly professional football experience, because being in technical, like a grassroots coordinator, women coordinator, coaching coordinator, scouting coordinator, all sorts of the coordinators and the managers, you have to have a decent football career. You have to understand, because why I'm saying you have to have a previous football career. When you go to coach, for example, I just explained to you what kind of stars I had a privilege to coach at Werder Bremen. Can you imagine that I didn't play a professional football myself? What I can say to the Miroslav Klose, one of the biggest legends in the history of the world football, right? Still leading goal scorer at the
Yes.
World Cups with 18 goals. So if I don't understand how is football played at the professional level, how I can coach Miroslav Klose and the likes, it's not possible, right? You understand my point. So that's what I'm saying you. If you want to be a successful coach,
Yes,
you
I
have to
completely.
playing experience, that you understand, that you feel that pain and the feelings of the player, that you go into his shoes, be a successful coach. You cannot impose certain rules, you cannot impose what is kind of system and just say go. No, you have to understand that blood, that tears, that pain of the player that you be successful coach. The same is for the technical part, okay? Because if you want to be youth development officer, you have to play professional football. Then you know exactly that every year is a different approach to the trainings. That every year age group is a different. So if you didn't play the football, how you can manage, to share the knowledge to those youngsters? Also, they are not stupid. They understand whether you know to show them certain skills, tricks, dribblings, whatever. If you know you are that man. You cannot get the effect. So that's the situation. In coaching, in technical department and administrative department right now at the professional level.
Yes, as you mentioned that in the administrative department, there are many segregations. You have marketing team, you have operations team, you have media team, you have IT and all. But what I have seen myself, I'm talking from my experience, and especially in India, in lower levels. I'm not talking about the top level, but I'm talking about even clubs in the I League. What they do is they keep one person for multiple roles. One person is seen wearing many hats. So one person is assigned two domains, three portfolios. So, there is not much opportunity for administrators or qualified professionals into those departments. So, as a result, people have started, people who have not played football, people who have, always wanted to become administrators, they have started taking licenses, E licenses, D licenses, the lowest licenses, just to secure their career and just to get something out of the sport. So, how do you address that as an instructor? How will you go about it?
I think that is a totally wrong approach, Waivaw, to be honest with you. Because, I might like medicine, but I cannot be doctor. I have no idea. People will die if I go to take a surgery. So, the same is in a football. So what does mean if I give you now be licensed, whatever, you never play football, you have no idea what's going on, in that way. So being administrator, rather go to educate yourself in the certain fields. If you're successful as a finance director, you can get the job everywhere, as a finance director, because all clubs, they have a finance department, right? If you are administrative officer, then you go to the certain courses in UEFA, for example. We have it for sports directors, we have it for secretary, we have it come to the coaching department to get the license and secure any kind of job in the football industry. That's totally wrong approach. So you have to stick with where you are strong, where you are qualified. As I told you, I cannot go to the finance, I cannot go to the human relations or IT. I have no clue. So I stick with
Exactly.
my main. First, we are not competitors. We are not making a fake competition, and this is a problem. This is not a problem about the clubs, to be honest with you, because there is still certain, like mafia, that they are protecting some people without the knowledge, and especially. to provide a level of my CV, right? That shows clearly for the job and that I can deliver what the objective of those who pay me. The same should be going to the lower level, you know. Once done, you know, the football will flourish. Until then, you know, we have a bunch of the fake administrators, bunch of the fake officials, you know, because money is around in football. So it's with each federation, what we are trying to do in Sri Lanka Federation, driving toward that progress, you know, that people who are qualified for a certain job should be taken that job, but cannot take something else. This is what I personally think, and showing clearly, you know, all around the world why Europe is so qualified right now. Because I'm telling you what they follow. They follow this, what I said to you. People who are qualified for a certain job, not overlapping with other jobs, not making fake competition for the others. That's actually my point of view.
Very true, Amir. I completely agree, and that is the advice which I keep giving to my juniors, to my colleagues. Do what you are best at. Don't get deceived and don't get distracted, because you cannot become a coach overnight. There is a process, and you need to have an experience as well. As Amir said, you cannot become Guardiola or Mourinho just in a day. So always know what you are intending to do.
I'm
Yes.
in football. I'm still learning.
Yes, and every day is a learning curve, as Amit mentioned. So yes, so all the potential administrators or people who are working in that department, please don't change your department just for the sake of clinging with the sport. Because if you are good, you will get hired, no matter what. Okay, Amir. We are getting a lot of good comments, and it's really overwhelming to see how this session is going on, and all your insights have been really good to hear. And I mean, all of the people who are watching are picking up new things. So we will move to the next segment now. I will ask you some questions related to Indian football, because you have worked in Indian football. You were part of the East Bengal soccer schools, and believe me, you were the first foreign coach who came to India to work, in a youth project. Because previously we used to see foreign coaches coming only for senior team. So you came in 2012, and we have known each other since then. And you changed, the perception of people, your recruitment, and you did a lot of positive things. So, having worked in Indian football, having been a part of the system, how is Indian football perceived in Europe? How do people think about Indian football, that side of the world?
But to be honest with you, there are the two parts. Number one is India is really striving toward the professional football. That's no question about it. That's a kind of small China story right now. I'm not comparing, just saying, that people understand me easily, because I was coaching in China as well. So at that part, everybody's happy that such a huge country with such enormous potential and interest, is going toward the professional football. It's a new market, and everybody's happy as far as the professional people in Europe are concerned. On the other part, India is well behind, actually. European football, as you know, is cricket is a reality. So, when you're saying India as a potential market, the market really is perceived very well and very welcome. On the other hand, as I'm telling you, India level of football right now is way behind European football. Is not so competitive. As you just said one point, it cannot happen that in Europe somebody is taking somebody's position and not qualify for the job inside the club structure or a FA structure. That's common sense in this region. Unfortunately, this region is so heavily struggling because, all these positions that's supposed to bring and deliver performance are not occupied with the qualified people. And when you are saying about India structure and football, it's well perceived. People know that is a lot of corruption, a lot of problems here, not just in India, about all these South Asia sub-region, you know. So that's what I see from my perspective as a European when I'm in Europe.
Right, right. But people who start coaching, people who get involved in football in Asia, Europe is the ultimate dream for them. They get inspired by European coaches, European footballers for obvious reasons, and not just in Asia, across the world. Everyone dreams to, work in the topmost level in Europe. So, there are two sides, good, healthy sides and negative sides. There are people who are talented, who have the potential, who can do something, who need a little bit of grooming. So, after having worked in Indian football in Asian market, how difficult is it to get jobs, football jobs in Europe? How is the system like there for coaches who are working here?
Waivaw, you are my friend, but I will rather ask you another question. Do you know anybody
Sure.
from your question working in Europe right now?
I know a couple of people, but then they came from Europe. They were not a native of Asia.
Talking about Asian people, especially from India continent, is anybody working as a coach at a high level in Europe right now?
No, to be honest, no. I have not seen from my own side.
To you. So people in Europe are not interested for the coaches here. Two reasons. Nothing personal, Two reasons. Number one, coaches raised in the subcontinent are not qualified and not educated for professional people to handle professional clubs in Europe. Because, I will give you just one operation. Very, very clear. My language is very clear for each of the questions, because in football, we don't lie. We say what is the truth. The truth is, coaches in this subcontinent heavily rely 85, maybe 90% on the coaching. When you go to Europe, when I was in Bundesliga or now in English Premier League, Spain, Spanish League, whatever, it's not about it. So if I'm not coach at any professional club in Europe, I'm coach maybe 50%. The rest is my coaching stuff and a science. You understand? So in this subcontinent, when you go to your club, to any other club, most of the clubs in India, most of the clubs in Bangladesh, Lanka, whatever, coach is basically 90% coaching, showing the skills and training sessions to the players. In Europe, we are not doing that. So the coaches here, not educated properly, not qualified, and not having a practical experience to handle the professional club in Europe. That's whole story. No, that is not Indian and somebody doesn't like it. Not at all. On the contrary. But you have to feel these criteria requirements to be the head coach of this region, in Europe. What is my point of view? When I take a parallel between my experience here and being European, the only way how these coaches can progress, not just being employed on the clubs in this subcontinent, they have to have a proper coaching education. It's not just the Indian Federation. It's not just to having the center. What you can get there at the end of the day, you get the license. What else you get? Nothing, zero. So if you are not Blasters Kerala, if you're not going to East Bengal, Mohan Bagan, to coach there, what you can do after 2 or 3 years, you have no idea what you learned in these courses, right? So this is my idea for this subcontinent. This is heavily employed in China and is paying dividends already. So there are certain agencies who are running the coaching education parallel with the federation. So it's not illegal. So federations giving a valid AFC licenses, okay? But these agencies having a UEFA Pro license coaches, educators, instructor inside their agencies who are giving you methodology, who are giving you a practical experience, what you are missing in the daily life here. So when you get that, you might be like Mourinho. As you know, Mourinho played in third league in Portugal, but now he's one of the best managers in the world. Why? Because manager in Europe, as I told you, is a 50% only coach. 50% he is the manager. Here in India, in Bangladesh, in Sri Lanka, Maldives, he is 90% the coach. So he doesn't know. He's just showing the skill. Apart of that, he's not the manager. He's not the finance director. He doesn't have a clue about analyzing, about licensing, about scouting, all these things that are related to the head coaching position. And that's why the coaches from here cannot go to the high level to coach in Europe. Full stop, simple.
That was a very clear and straightforward answer. So, I mean, it makes sense as well. What you pointed out is true in many senses.
We have said for a long time. As I said to you, I'm a football guy. What is the truth? I say the truth. You know, like it or not, this is the truth.
Absolutely, we want to hear the truth. We don't want, false hopes. Now you have worked in Indian football, and you were here in 2012, and it's 8 years now. It is 2020. You must have known that Indian football has become commercialized. There has been a progress. We have 3 leagues now, and the system has changed. So how do you analyze the growth of Indian football from your end?
But I'm very happy. First, I like India, to be honest with you. That's one of the reasons that I accepted your invitation. Honestly, I still have so many fans and friends from Indian football and India daily life that I'm in touch on social media. So, you know, India is going through the long way. India has highs and actually downs, you know. Years ago, India was much better than India was 15, 20 years ago. Now, India is much better than India was 20 years ago. So it's a good, you know, that I see that the progress is still a long way to go. You know, as you know, football national team is still struggling to catch up to the best in Asia. It's getting slowly, surely, but still is a reality that they are not the first class in a part of that, they are first class in this region. But, you know, for something better, as I told you, India is a huge country, it has a lot of potential, but 2 things missing. This is my point of view. Number 1 is more professionalism in the way of the thinking about the football. And second, you know, DNA. What is DNA? DNA is actually, if you say India, everybody relates to cricket, right? To such a sport that they are historically very successful in India. But when you say football, simply India still doesn't have in a full sense DNA for football. What is DNA for football? We talk about 4 pillars in football. This is number 1 is a technical. Still is long way to number 1 requirement at the professional level. Don't take wrong, not deliberately one touch. When I say one touch, means that before you get the ball, you have a decision. When ball comes and after half second, you have to deliver the ball with one touch. It's not possible right now because infrastructure and the coaches cannot deliver that knowledge to the young generation right now. I'm telling you, it's getting better, but still not catching up with the best. Number 2 is a biological point of view. The youngsters who are involved in football in India, biologically they are away from the requirements of the professional football. So, for instance, you know, you have a body that is not prone to become the professional player. What we do in Europe at the age of 12, we take from your ankle, we take from here DNA, we take a drop from your blood from here, and then you analyze what's going on, that show you clearly what will happen when you come to the age of 18 or 19, whether you can become the professional players. Because Waivaw, don't take wrong. Now we are coming to the point that medically and medical said 15 kilometers is the top of the pyramid, what human in our generation can stand it without health issues. So after 15 kilometers, you cannot go anywhere. What is Indian Premier League, Indian Super League now? It's maximum 8 to 9 kilometers. Can you imagine? So, you know, when you go, you say in Asia, Korea, Australia, Iran, they run around 12 kilometers. So this is a parallel that we have to draw. Very simple. You know, as I told you, I'm a football expert. Very clear language. So once you achieve these obstacles about the biologically selection of the players, about professional approach to the youth development, not just thinking about senior football, this mindset must be changed in this region for further development, because all these countries, all these federations, if you analyze honestly in the last couple of years, coming to the top level of their current development without more involvement of the professional approach to football, without involvement of more science in the football, without more expert, also locally grown, football will stagnate in the next 5 to 10 years in this region. That's my point of view. I'm telling as a friend and a football expert. So we have to change that. This is what I'm trying to achieve in Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, you know, the time is not yet developed that these people understand, because in our region, apart a little bit of India, honestly, in the recent years, a little bit in Bangladesh, all the other countries are basically amateur countries, you know, and they don't consider football as a business. That's the problem. In Europe, it's totally different.
Right.
Wherever you go, is a business. You have 12 leagues in Europe. You go to the last league, which is municipality leagues. Players are paid 100 to 200 euros per game. Can you imagine? They are totally amateur players, but still his money is there because they know if they change that process, if they change that mindset.
Amir, Amir, uh, Amir's screen has frozen again. There is a network issue that has been persisting for long, and I hope that he's back soon. Amir, I'm sorry to tell you that your screen stuck again. We were not able to hear you for 2 3 minutes. So I was trying to interrupt you, but anyway, can you just say hello so that I can check in if I can hear you now? Yeah, your voice was echoing, and then yes, yes, your voice was echoing, and then your screen. Okay, okay. I can also hear you now. Your voice was echoing, and then your screen froze for a minute. There has been a network issue for a while. It has been persisting. We can't do anything. But you made some genuine points. Yes. I agree, Amir, that Instagram has some issues, but we are, doing our programs here because we have been doing them for a while, and this is just a series of the episodes. So that's why we didn't switch out, and we have the maximum viewers on this platform. Okay, okay. You made a lot of good points, and your point was very clear. No, yeah, I did hear most of it, and you made a lot of rational points about the things Indian football has been missing, and how Indian football can develop, and what other regions in the subcontinent need to do to push India, because India can be the true representative of the area. I heard those points very well. So, Amir, I would like to ask you the next question, and this question is related to all of us, to our viewers and our club. Uh, I would like to ask you very clearly, in a very straightforward manner. Uh, do you know about Luca Soccer Club? Did you ever hear about us in the past?
I heard about it talking to you before, and then we
Right, right. So it's very overwhelming, and we feel privileged that people like you are aware of our club, and obviously we have had discussions about it. You must have. Screen is freezing again. Are you there, Amir? I I can hear you in parts. I can hear you, but this issue has been persisting with us, and it has been continuously
yeah,
sticking around.
it's,
It's better now.
both countries. Both countries facing a partial lockdown. People are at home now, and online technology is heavily overwhelmed. So is heavily used. So most likely because of that.
And this is the peak hour of usage as well. Most of the people are active around this time. So, Amir, you are the head coach as well as the technical director of the Sri Lankan Football Federation. You are handling two major portfolios. So, how challenging is it to take both roles at the same time? Sorry. 25% of our program was messed up because of these technical issues, and we apologize to our viewers for all the inconvenience. But to be honest, we also don't have any clue. This whole thing got messed up because of the technical issues. Yeah, I can see a question from Amir. Amin is asking, where is Amir from? Amir is from Bosnia. He's Bosnian, but right now he's based in Sri Lanka. He's working as the head coach and technical director of the Sri Lankan FF. Amir has left the program, and I hope he will be back soon. He was facing some issues with the network and all, so it made sense to log out and log in. I'm just going to wait for a while, but meanwhile, everything or nothing. Everything or nothing, that's your name, right? Because that's what I can see on the screen. You asked me if we are holding trials for the KPL. No, we are not having trials for the KPL. We have already assembled our senior team and we are through with the recruitment. So for the KPL senior team, there will be no trials as of now. In future, if there is a requirement, then you will be informed by us. Sorry, Amir. We are having this problem, and both of us are unaware what's been happening. We have been haunted by this network issues, so it was an inconvenience for all of us. Can you hear me, Amir? Uh, Another question was if I'm Malayali. No, I'm not Malayali. I'm from Kolkata, but I work at Luca Soccer Club. But I'm not Malayali. Yeah, Amir, are you there? Can you hear me? Yeah, this problem has messed. Yes, yes, yes. I can hear you now. Yes, I can hear you. We can continue. So I asked you, you are handling two important portfolios. You are the head coach and the current technical. Okay. My question to you was, you are in charge of two major portfolios. You are looking after the senior team as the head coach, and you're the technical director of the whole federation, of the whole football affairs in the country. So, how has been the experience so far? How challenging is it for a person to be the head coach and technical director of a national team? Damn, this network problem has come up again, and the screen is lagging again. He got stuck in the middle of an important conversation. So all the viewers who are joining in now, we have been facing network issues since the beginning. Yeah, Amir, there was a problem again. You were stuck.
Yeah,
So you were
fortunately,
saying something very important. Right, right, right. The problem has begun again. It's very unfortunate that most of our conversation was really interrupted by the technical glitches. Yes, Amir, this problem, this has messed up almost a quarter of our event. Around 25 to 30% of the event got stuck, got sandwiched due to these problems. But anyway, we will try to for continue as much as we can. We'll try to wrap this up. Okay. Yes. True, true, true. I completely agree with you. Uh, Amir, there has been a conflict of interest between national team coaches and technical directors. Coaches have often publicly voiced out their concerns of working with technical directors, and not just in national teams, at clubs as well. Coaches are not comfortable working with the technical directors, and they have even gone on to say to the extent that coaches should handle both departments as you are doing now. So, do you think that both these departments should be unified for the convenience of the coaches and for their interests?
but as you know, the double role, as I'm doing right now, acting as a Football Federation of Sri Lanka, is not common in the world of football. But we are talking about Sri Lanka, which is a developing country. So, at the moment, I'm the only UEFA Pro licensed coach in the country, okay? And Federation put a lot of faith in my performance to help them out, to create the environment for the further development. National team is just a part of that. So as a head coach, I cannot achieve anything with the national.
Right, right. Amir, I'm sure that your tenure will be extended. Your efforts will be valued highly by the federation, and I would like to wish you the best from our end for the future prospects regarding your involvement with football in Sri Lanka. So, what is your prediction about the future of Sri Lankan football and subcontinental football? How do you see it progress in the future? Hello, can you hear me, Amir? Am I audible to you? Yeah, not clearly, but you just continue speaking. There is no use in waiting. I can hear you in bits and pieces. Yes, yes, I can hear you in bits and pieces. Amir, can you just Can you just log out and log in if you have time? I know we are out of time, but apologies to the viewers again. We got stuck for the uh, umpteenth time. I've lost count of how many times we have been stuck like this. So Amit did say a lot of useful, valuable things, and he gave us top insights how football is developing in India and Europe, and he gave a lot of advices to the coaches, to the players, and the people who are ambitious of getting jobs in football. So he has been suffering with some network issues, and it's not really his issue. Actually, this is the problem with the application. Instagram has been having this problem for a while, because even in the last episode, I faced the same problem with Rajiv. So this is not the best platform for live sessions, as Amir rightly pointed out, and I hope Instagram work on it. And we will try to switch platforms for engagement. We'll try to see what we can do. 1 minute, Amir is back. So we will see what we can do to make these episodes better.
Hello.
I have lost count. How many times?
Hello.
Yes, I have lost count. The total number of times
Hello.
that we have. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I said I have lost count. The total number of times we have been stuck and we have been forced to, log out, log in. This has been happening back and forth, and this is not really a problem from either side. This is a problem related to the platform, to the application, and I hope Instagram better this for the viewers, users' convenience. They need to improve massively because they are behind it on many aspects, on many parameters. With these live sessions. Can you hear me, Amir? Hello. Am I audible to you? This is hysterical as well. It's laughable problem with the application. It has been more than an hour, so it's almost the time for the ISL game, and we will try to wind this up in 10-15 minutes. We'll do one more run with Amir, and if it is okay, then we will end this session in maximum 15 minutes because there's a nice little game lined up. I know you people need to watch that game, but we don't want this session to end because this has been so much insightful and useful for learning. So I will wait for Amir one last time. We will try to have a go again. And if it does not work out, then we will end this session right here. I will just wait for him for a couple of minutes and before closing the session. None of us saw this coming. This was not foreseen. This was not perceived by us. And this is a completely unprecedented situation. And we had to face its wrath for a couple of minutes. It has taken a lot of our precious time and it has completely messed up the program. But still, those of you who have been around, you must have seen how good this session was run, and you can watch the highlights once this video is posted. And there were some ups, there were some high points as well during the time of the session. It's not that we were constantly towards the downside, but we also had our moments, and we will post this video after closing this session. And if Amir does not come back, then I will end it for good. I will wait for him just a couple of while before finally ending this session. We all have commitments. He's also a busy person. I've also got things to do, and all you viewers need to watch ISL. So just a few more minutes, I'll wait for him and before ending it. It has been getting on my nerves, but I'm trying to control my temperament. So Amir is back again. This will be a final run, and I hope it goes well. Fingers crossed. Yeah, Amir, it has been very unfortunate, but still the session has been so good, so insightful and learning for everyone. Yes, yes. It has been a top session, to be honest, this, in spite of the issues we have surfaced, but overall the program was good. And we will end this as soon as possible because there is a game at 7:30. There is an ISL game, and our viewers need to watch that game. Okay, Amir, before we end, I before we end, I would like to take some questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me very quickly. I can hear you. I can hear you. Please go on. I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly. Right, right. We wish Sri Lankan football fans and the people involved in Sri Lankan football the very best. As a neighbor, we always want you people to go up, to inspire us, to motivate us, and you are in very good hands. And we are looking forward to see all the positive things that come out. All the very best to all of you from Luca Soccer Club, from 18 football viewers, and from everyone who was a part of this session. and I'm sure they will go ahead. They will go ahead. I didn't hear you well, Amir. I couldn't hear you at all. The point you just made. Can you hear me, Amir?
Yes, yes, clearly.
Are you able to listen? Okay, okay. Amir, it's almost
I can
7:30.
hear.
Okay, okay. It's almost 7:30 and we have an ISL game. People of Kerala, they are very serious about football. Uh, they are very keen viewers of ISL as a whole. So our viewers will have to go and follow that game. So we will end this as early as possible. We'll try to wrap it up in 5 minutes. So before we close this session, do you have any final word or final comment for the Indian football, for Kerala football, for Luca Soccer Club? You can send one final message if you want.
From my perspective, to have a closer relationship with the Indian Football Federation, which we will try to do in next year. Regarding your question as well, really I would like to see the Luca Sport Club next year very successful to achieve objectives given by the board to get closer to the Indian Super League in the next couple of years. And also Kerala is a state, is a lot of potential, and I hope that the football will progress and will be much, much better. If I can be of any assistance, really, I will be pleased to do that. So my message is stay safe first, and then, let's enjoy in football next year in full capacity.
Right, right. Thank you very much, Amir. Thank you for giving your time and being a part of this wonderful session. We really appreciate you coming to the program and speaking so many things. So thank you very much. And I wish you a safe stay there in Sri Lanka. I wish to see you here as soon as possible. Yes. I know you will be back in the near future, in the nearest future. So I hope you will be here sooner than later. Yeah, we will look forward to that relation. So, Amir, thank you again, and take care of yourself, take care of your family. Thank you, Amir. So, good night to you. So, we just wrapped up the session with Amir. Yes, we express our gratitude too, and we will try to see if we can do another session in the near future because I got, some comments, some requests that I should invite you again. So we will work on it. We'll do it on a better platform next time around. So I will invite you again, Amir, for another session whenever you are free, because our viewers just loved hearing you talk, hearing you motivate them, and share your words of wisdom. So, guys, we will end this session formally now. Uh, Thank you very much for joining us, for staying live throughout the program. And before we log out, I would like to give some messages to all of you. Uh, Take care of your families and take all the necessary precautions because the second wave has already struck. So don't take things for granted, don't be casual, and wear masks, keep distances, and I hope that the vaccine will be released immediately. So until then, please follow all the precautions and the government advisories. And guys, we are going to start our rehabilitation center from next week. So those of you who have physical ailments, who have muscular issues, can request a therapy session. Can just come to our place, and the details will be shared on our page. The name of the center is La Forza. Remember the name La Forza. So where anyone who has problems, be it professional football players, athletes, or even a normal person, you can just come for a session, and we have got the best team working on it, and all the details will be given in the coming days. And our center will formally open next week. So keep a close look on it, and please follow us everywhere. We are on every platform. We are on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and also Instagram. So keep sharing us, following us. And guys, remember, this is your life, only you can make it last. So I wish you the best. Have a good night and enjoy the ISL. Bye bye. Good night. Okay, Amir, take care.
Take care. Bye bye.